Welcome to Talking Nu Metal with Jay Dennis. And as you can hopefully tell by the song that's playing in the background, today we're going to talk about KORN's greatest album, Follow the Leader. The reason why I'm in my car is because I just got out of Target. And for another time, I got Sum 41's new album because it's got the 4 bonus tracks, 2 of which are acoustic tracks of tracks that are already on the album. But before I get into this, third KORN video, let's kick off their all-time best hit. It's on. Alright, now that we're done watching me awkwardly, that's what my Instagram is for, is to watch me headbang and sing to shit. Anyway, KORN's third album, Follow the Leader, circa 1998, kicks off with 12 5-second tracks, which is supposed to be a moment of silence. I don't quite know what it's for, but once track 13, It's On, hits, that is not only KORN's best song in my opinion, that, of all their albums, It's On has been one of my favorite tracks since I started listening to KORN 10, 11 years ago. Of course, when I was a kid, I'd hear Freak on a Leash and Got the Life. What kind of 90s kid are you? What kind of 90s nu metal kid are you if you can't at least recollect hearing 2 of their major singles growing up while you're trying to skateboard on a flip deck that you bought for $2 at a garage sale? When I hear that chorus, I can't think of anything else but skateboarding. Just skateboarding. Skateboarding through my apartment complex, or just... I swear to Christ, this is KORN's best album. And now that I'm done fingering my camera, now that I'm done rambling about it, many people would agree with me that this is KORN's best album. This is KORN's most successful album. It's the one that launched them into stardom. For a while, KORN had this interesting pattern, in my opinion, where they would release a consistently solid album, then they would release a weird album with interludes, so it wasn't as consistent. KORN's first album was like that. Life is Peachy was inconsistent. I'm not talking about quality, I'm just talking about flow of album. This album, third one, flows start to finish flawlessly. There's no weird interludes or anything like that. This is their most nu metal album because they have Fred Durst on it, they have Ice Cube, they have a couple of other artists make cameos here and there, but just the riffs, the singles, everything about this album makes it their most nu metal and their most perfect album. I'm saying a lot of broad stroked ideas that are just oh, these are just opinions. Where's the substance? Alright, well, KORN's biggest single is probably Freak on a Leash. You could go and be no, it's Blind. No, it's Adidas. No, it's Here to Stay. No, it's Twisted Transistor. No, KORN's biggest singles were off this album. Freak on a Leash, Got the Life. God, what is up? Were there any other singles off this album? No, there weren't. Pretty much, yeah. But, I don't know. To me, and probably the majority of KORN fans, this is their best album. This was probably the second or third KORN album I ever heard. Back in the day, I didn't think this was their best album, but I did always think that It's On was their best track ever created. Just that riff, just that drop A action. It's the epitome of nu metal. This album perfectly demonstrates what was going on in 1998. All in the Family has Fred Durst, which is just a back and forth rap battle between him and Fred. There's a pretty consistent theme and sound throughout the whole album, which means some of the songs might sound kind of similar. So basically, most songs just start with just a heavy guitar riff And then Jonathan Davis comes in with weird guitars in the background playing. And then the chorus sounds like this. And hate me, so you sing. You know, that's pretty much how most songs go on this album. But the fact that each song on its own is awesome makes it an awesome album. That doesn't mean that no tracks stand out. Got the Life is a very unique song. Cameltosis and Seed are very unique tracks. Which one starts with that weird Egyptian sounding Cameltosis, I think? My Gift to You, Forget About It. Probably the heaviest outro that Korn has ever created. And then of course if you play it through and listen to the Earache My Eye at the end, ba-na-na, da-na-na, da-da-da, one of the heaviest riffs ever written. I hate when people walk around my car, I feel like I'm about to get robbed. A Cheap Fuck for Me to Lay. I always thought it was Archie Fucked. It's a very interesting song, Freak on a Leash. They played it live the second time I saw them when they were doing their 20-year reunion for the first album. They did not play... I think I'm trying to think, when I saw them in 2007, did they play any songs off this album? Yes, they played Dead Bodies Everywhere, which... Dead Bodies Everywhere is essentially The Lost. And if you saw my Life is Peachy video, Lost was my favorite track off that album, and it was so evil. I think Dead Bodies Everywhere is the Lost of this album. Ultra heavy, ultra creepy. I mean, seriously. I'm going to try and fast forward to that intro riff, because to me, this is one of Korn's heaviest intros of all time. I actually made a video for Dying Light to this song, but it got taken down because they're like, oh, you're playing a video game, you didn't stream it or some shit, so it got taken down. Just a bunch of unoriginal stuff that I was just trying to have fun with. I wasn't trying to pass it off as my own. I was just like, hey, check out my kill streak while I play Korn to it. I was just trying to freak out some people that were near me. But yeah, some of my all-time favorite Korn songs are consistently on this album. Basically tracks 1 through 4 are all of like my favorite Korn songs. It's on Freak on a Leash, Got the Life, Dead Bodies Everywhere. All intense 90s sounding motherfucking songs that are all so heavy. Got the Life is so catchy and one of the most unique songs ever created by Korn. Even before they got experimental. Got the Life is just... Watch the video, super 90s. And if you get the theme of my channel at this point, I like talking about the 90s and NuMetal, which is why this is my favorite album. It went from probably middle of the list. In fact, my old best friend, this was his favorite album, and I disagreed with him. I was like, it's got some of their best songs, but as an album, I don't think so. Over time, you grow up and you mature, and your tastes change. You could say that Take a Look in the Mirror was your least favorite album back in the day, but now it's your favorite. It just depends on what you like. But now I agree with him. This is their best album. I wonder what his favorite one is still now. I don't know, we don't talk. But yeah, that is the third Talking NuMetal series with Follow the Leader, at least the Korn portion of this series. Follow the Leader is my all-time favorite album from Korn. My favorite tracks are It's On, Dead Bodies Everywhere, yeah, basically the first 4 tracks. The rest of the album sounds kinda consistent and a little repetitive, but it's a really good sound and there is some sort of variation in the music. A lot of the consistency is in Jonathan Davis's phrasing and vocal style. So it's a little predictable, but it's still fun to listen to, and it makes the album fun to lift to. But alright guys, thanks for watching. On the next episode I'm going to talk about Issues. You know, the Korn album, not the fucking wannabe NuMetal band.
Yeah, round 2, we're gonna something like even as I hold my own, is this what's like to be grown?